Hey there folks, welcome to this video, and here I'm going to be talking about the world of Formula 1. Earlier this week I did a video talking about the plans for the calendar for this season. Plans that we were going to be starting the season at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg in Austria on the 5th of July, and be basically going around the world in different months and different kind of seasons. For those of you who want the kind of gist from that video, you can check it out in the description below. But the gist of it is, I like that idea, and I think that's just something that they should do generally with calendars. But what I want to talk about in this video is how I think the calendar will look, because it's not something that I particularly talked about, and at the same time I'll be talking about how I'd like it to really be, because there's a difference between how I think it will look and how I would like it to be. I've seen such reports as, I believe, Autosport were reporting that Hockenheim has been in talks to host a race because, well, it did last season. Of course, it's not under contract to, but they'd be able to do it. And since ticket cost has always been a problem for the Hockenheim Ring, if they were able to get it on a reduced fee, they'd be able to do it behind closed doors, and so on. But firstly, what do I think in terms of the schedule? Well, my first controversial thing, and it's something that I'm not happy to say, is I think the Italian Grand Prix won't run. I think it's a shame, because the Italian Grand Prix has always been on the calendar, and in all but one season it's been at Monza. The only season where it wasn't was where it was at Imola instead. Much like how the British Grand Prix has always been on the calendar. If measures in Britain mean that even a closed doors race isn't possible come mid-July, I don't believe the British Grand Prix should be held as well. And that's hard for me to say, but I don't believe that they should be looking at the London E-Prix anytime soon, especially the one at the EXL, where there's currently a, well, temporary hospital. In terms of the races I'd like to see on the calendar, well, I've seen the Hungaroring is going to be running behind closed doors, and that's planned to be run in August. Belgium, I believe, would have to push theirs back because of current travel restrictions. In terms of European races, I can't really say if there's going to be any more that are included. I don't think Spain would be included for similar reasons about the Italian Grand Prix. And maybe the Dutch Grand Prix might be able to go on there, but with Monaco and the French Grand Prix both being up and cancelled, I don't think either of them are going to be reappearing themselves. That said, I do like the idea of there being multiple races at these tracks. Sadly, one of the things for the European ones is a lot of them don't have the FIA Grade One homologation, because a lot of them are really like the newer Tilke build tracks, where they can have several different homologations that are at the FIA grade. And even some of the newer ones like Sochi don't have that. But I don't know. I don't think we should add any more European races unless it's going to be something like the German Grand Prix. I think if we're looking to add more races, they should be ones where we can use a different format that is still FIA Grade 1. So, for example, just thinking off the top of my head, one of them that does that is Bahrain. Bahrain is one that has that. I think Shanghai might, but at the same time, there are problems around. I don't think there will be a Chinese Grand Prix this year, much like I don't think there'll be a Singapore Grand Prix this year. But there are also, if you were looking at more kind of Asian tracks, Sepang, Malaysian Grand Prix could potentially happen. And I think F1, I think the FOM at Liberty should be looking around it. I think should be having a look at them going, okay, this is what we should explore here, this is what we should explore here. As much as I understand people don't like the idea of this season closing at Abu Dhabi, I wouldn't even mind having 2 races there if we had to fill a quota of races. I think a shortened season might be good for F1, even though we will miss a lot of the races that are there. As much as Monaco can be sometimes a snooze fest, we'll miss having Monaco there, we'll miss having Albert Park. I reckon we're not going to have, at the same time, Barcelona, which I reckon we'll miss. But yeah, those are kind of my main thoughts. I wanted to do this video because I didn't really talk about it in the previous one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to let any of your comments be heard, please do that in the comment section down below. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.